You're retro trekking with the Caramel Apples, a podcast that's rarely about apples, with your hosts Kennedy Rizzo and Cooper Lee.
Welcome to the Carmelicious discussion of everything retro pop culture right here in the Retro Orchard. Right? This is exciting times.
It is.
Here you will find an interesting array of what star power is and the legacy of so many who have lent their dedication, talent to the arts and entertainment. What topic could be on the Carmel docket this week? Well, before we get started, hit that subscribe button and be sure to check us out on YouTube, the Gram, X, and TikTok. And visit www.retrotrekcarmelapples.com for all the latest and greatest going down in the Retro Orchard. Now on with the show.
So, what are your thoughts on the Hollywood Walk of Fame? Have you had the opportunities to see it for yourselves, Orchard Archivers?
This is a good question.
It is, because not everybody gets to do this kind of stuff, and we got a few little stories to share with you guys, so buckle up. Well, even if you haven't had the opportunity yet, well then, it's your Carmelicious day. Listen in as both Cooper and myself peer into what this popular tourist attraction consists of, as well as who has the shining honor of having their name and talents engraved into this prestigious destination, the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Let's Carmel dive in.
You know, with the Hollywood Walk of Fame, it is a landmark that is probably known the world over. Let's just be honest.
Oh yeah.
It's emblazoned all over the place. Like everybody knows the Hollywood Walk of Fame. And again, like you mentioned, it's interesting if you have an opportunity to actually see it. And this consists of 2,800 5-point terrazzo and brass stars embedded in the sidewalks along 15 blocks, Hollywood Boulevard, and 3 blocks of Vine Street in the Hollywood district of LA.
Yep.
You know, and those stars, the first of which were permanently installed in 1960. I mean, it seems like they've always been there, right? So there was a time, obviously, when Hollywood didn't have them, and it took a little time, and we'll get into that a little bit here.
That's going back some years.
Exactly. Yeah, even the 60s, we weren't around, so they've been around for as long as we've been on the planet.
Poor stars.
Right. And it's interesting because these are monuments for achievement in the entertainment industry, which that goes without saying. And it's bearing the names of a mixture of actors, musicians, producers, directors, theatrical and musical groups, fictional characters, and others, which is really, really cool. Like there's a real blend there.
Yes, that is cool. So like now that we've got that set up, we're going to kind of, repeat a couple of factors just to reiterate what this really consists of, but some new things as well. But the Hollywood Walk of Fame is an internationally recognized Hollywood icon, as Coop had already mentioned. The stars on the world-famous Hollywood Walk of Fame are located, as Coop said, on both sides of Hollywood Boulevard and Vine Street, which we personally got to see this. This is great.
Loved it.
Yeah, we had actually gone out there for, a couple of functions. Actually a few functions.
Yeah.
blast out there. And, one of those afternoons, I think a couple of trips, we had some time to kick about and kick around. And we actually did walk down and tour, a walk on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Saw a lot of old school stars and names. And it was kind of cool to actually do. Like, first, we're like, oh my goodness, we're from the cornfield. We're like, we're out here in LA. This is pretty cool, right?
Right.
A little starstruck, but this was back in the early aughts, that we were
Yeah.
out there. Like, it was like, what, 2002, 2003 ish?
Yeah, I think, and then again in five.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, 2005. So, we've dipped our toes in this experience, and it is a hot tourist attraction. Anybody can do it. We'll get there. You don't have to pay money to actually, you just walk down the street basically. It has 24 introduction ceremonies. So this is interesting. They have like about 24 introduction ceremonies annually. They broadcast around the world. This consists of the reinforcement provided to the public, who has made the Walk of Fame a top visitor attraction. So, you know, we'll get there in a second, but they actually have ceremonies
Yeah.
that somebody's getting their new star or whatever for whatever honor that they're awarding them to. And the public can come and watch it, like, I think for free. You don't have to pay money to do that, and you can walk on it for free. But
Right.
there's a whole bunch of other stuff entailed with the stars and whoever awards these or whatever. But like for the public, they can actually be there, which is kind of cool.
Right. Yeah. And real quick, do you remember I think it might have been one of our first trips out there. There was a little tiny souvenir shop it was like right there close to the Walk of Fame. So it was even more iconic. But they had the little keychains.
I do, because we got some, didn't we?
We did with our names. We sure did.
Where are those mugs?
I don't know. That's a good question.
I'm sure we have them still. We don't get rid of nothing. The look.
Yeah, we'll just have to definitely search around in some trinket boxes or whatever. But it was just really cool because it was just maybe like catty corner from one of those intersections anyway. So that's really, really, I think
Yeah.
it's the one on Vine, actually.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Highland and
Coop.
Vine. Yeah.
Okay. That is so cool.
Yeah.
The Hollywood Walk of Fame is undoubtedly one of the most successful marketing ideas ever produced. It is a cool concept.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
But unfortunately, there's a lot of inaccurate information circulating about the history of the walk. So we're going to get there. We present this brief history to set the record straight.
Yeah. And as we mentioned, the stars are made of terrazzo and brass. Like, if you've seen one, you've seen them all.
Mm-hmm.
Sans the name and actually what's in the labeling of why they're actually given the star. But like, you can just picture it immediately. You can just picture it, and it's so cool. And these monuments are coral pink terrazzo 5-point stars rimmed with brass, not bronze. That's kind of one of those things that's inaccurate.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. And they're inlaid into a charcoal colored terrazzo background. They're really, really pretty.
They are pretty, especially the coral pink.
Yeah. And I'm not a huge fan of terrazzo, like on just regular floors, but in these stars, it just makes them pop.
It does.
Yeah, they're really cool. And the name of the honoree is inlaid in brass block letters in the upper portion of each star. And below the inscription in the lower half of the star field, a round inlaid brass emblem indicates the category within the entertainment industry of the honoree's contributions. And real quick, there are 6 fixed categories that honorees have to fit into to even be able to have this honor.
Which this is one of the things we always talk about when it comes to entertainment and actors and people with talent back when.
Yeah.
Like most people would not question if a star went down and a name's in it.
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't really question it, like versus today.
Right.
Yeah, it's very apparent that, you think about the old classics, the old school, golden era Hollywood.
Yes.
A lot of them have that. You think of like people like Cary Grant, Vivian Lee. We're going way back. We're talking, real classic Hollywood.
Yes.
Judy Garland, those kind of people. Like you have no question in your mind. Your mind's not stretching going, why would they have a star?
Right.
To now, it's all reality TV and auto-tune people singing, trying to sing, whatever. It's like, why would they have a star? They're not talented. They're just, I don't know. It's just, so I like that they had these 6 categories. They had to, they had to fit into these to actually even be considered for the honor. So I love that you mentioned that, Coop. So what are the 6 categories?
All right. So we have the classic film camera representing motion picture.
There we go.
We have television receiver, which is representing broadcast television.
Okay.
We have a phonograph record representing audio recordings or music.
When they really could sing. Okay.
Yeah, we loved it when they had talent, right?
Yes, we missed that so much.
Gone the way of the dodo, yes. um, Radio microphone representing broadcast radio, and comedy tragedy mask representing theater and live performance. And I think that got added in like 1984, so that wasn't always there.
Okay. And I do think they kind of wedged in like a subcategory of athletic trophy, which, you think about Olympics and people in sports and all that stuff.
Oh, I thought you were going to say podcast.
Coming soon. Oh, wait, look down. What does that say? Retro Trek with the caramel apples.
We need a big star to fit that.
Yeah, and then there's little headphones in there to say that we are a podcast or a microphone. Well done.
Well done. Thanks.
I like the way your evil mind works, Cooper. But of all the stars on the Walk of Fame to date, 47% have been awarded to the motion pictures category, 24% in television, 17% in audio recording or music, 10% in radio, and fewer than 2% in theater and live performance. But going further, even fewer than 1% in sports entertainment. Which is probably why it was kind of a subcategory we just mentioned.
Yeah. Because they want to highlight someone if they're really, really spectacular, I guess. But it doesn't really lend itself to Hollywood. Like, it makes sense that it's 47% motion picture, because that's what Hollywood is.
That's what you think of, yes.
Yeah. And I would think second to that would have been theater and live performance, because it's still like a leg off of motion picture. So I'm surprised they're so low.
Yes.
Fun fact. According to the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce, approximately 30 new stars are added to the Walk of Fame each year.
That's cool.
That is cool, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
It's quite a few ceremonies.
That's right. So people were never shortage of any of those. But stars of many particularly well-known celebrities are found in front of the TCL, which is formerly known as the Grauman's Chinese Theater, which we were out there as what it was known as anyway.
I was going to say, when did it change?
Who knows?
Oh, goodness.
Messing with something.
Yeah. All right.
Oscar winner stars are usually placed near the Dolby Theater. That's the site of the annual Academy Awards presentations. Yep. That's pretty cool. And we've actually been there, so.
Yes, we have.
That's right. A little humble bragging there. But locations are occasionally chosen for ironic or humorous reasons. Like, for instance, Mike Myers' star lies in front of an adult store called the International Love Boutique. And that's an association with his Austin Powers roles.
Oh, that's rich.
Isn't it? Stinky. We have Roger Moore's star and Daniel Craig's star. They're located at 7007 Bollywood Boulevard. And that's in recognition of their titular role in the James Bond 007 film series.
Aha, yeah, so cool.
And I love this one. Ed O'Neill, you know who that is from Married with Children.
Yep.
He's nuts. His star is located outside the shoe store in reference to his character's occupation on the TV show Married with Children.
Oh, that is so cool that they could even tie something in like that.
100%.
Yeah, I love that. It's all about connecting the dots with things too, because it just adds to the rich history of it.
Yes,
I like it.
I do too.
Thanks for sharing those, Kennedy.
Yeah.
And all these entries can be found on the Hollywood Walk of Fame website, maintained by, as we mentioned, the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce. And as of January 7th, 2025, there are 2,798 stars on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Okay, that's a lot of stars.
That's a lot of stars.
Yes, well, with 30 ceremonies annually, that number will probably go up. Shouldn't, but
Well,
it
you
probably
think
will.
about it. There's 52 weeks in a year, so they're doing these a lot.
Yeah, because now social media influencers and stuff probably want them.
I know, yeah. It'd be interesting to know if there would ever be a place for like reality stars.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, because they really are the up and coming. Like they've been around for a while now,
Mm-hmm.
and there's some that are so established. And it'd be interesting if any of them actually do make their way. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see, I guess.
That is a curious thought. That would be a curious thing to find out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we got a couple questions, common questions that people ask. We'll just briefly go over these, but some people want to know why do some of the stars face one way and then face the other. So actually, between Hollywood and Boulevard and Vine Street, excuse me, I'm all tongue tied. Sorry. You walk down one way and you can read the stars, but then if you come back the other way, they're in the opposite direction.
Right.
So the tourists still can look down and read them straight on. So that's why they're that way. It's simply put, so that people walking either direction can see the stars easily.
Which makes sense, and it's cool. They just put some thought into it.
Yes, they did. I mean, this is like a building, like it's actual construction. So they want the people that visit to not have to hurt their brains too much to enjoy something. In the world today, that's a little bit of a stretch.
Yeah.
What else is there to do on the Hollywood Walk of Fame? So, again, who's asking these questions?
Yeah.
There's many things to do in Hollywood besides seeing the stars. Come on, people. It's a little bit of a stretch now.
Yeah, what?
You can go shop. You can have a meal. You can take photos with your favorite star and much more. You're in LA. Use your imagination.
Yeah, go wild while you're there, right?
Yeah.
Well, like we just mentioned at the outset of our conversation, there's this. It used to be this cute little souvenir shop right on the corner of Hollywood and Vine that you could probably get yourself your own little star if you want to. So you can add that to the list.
Yes. But here's a little bit of history actually behind it. So this is the hardcore heavy duty lifting and actually how it came together. Maybe the brains behind the idea and where they got some of the connecting dots to put together the Walk of Fame as we know it today.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So the man credited with the idea for creating the Walk of Fame was a guy named E.M. Stewart, who served in 1953, so again, we're going back some years, as a volunteer president of the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce. It was in that year, according to a chamber press release, he proposed the walk as a means to maintain the glory of a community whose name means glamour and excitement in the four corners of the world. That's how we remember Hollywood. He appointed a committee to begin fleshing out the idea, and the architectural firm of Perea and Luckman was employed to develop some specific proposals. Okay, we're starting to cook now. So, where the original idea came from is not certain. However, the ceiling of the dining room of a historic Hollywood hotel once had stars painted on the ceiling with names of celebrities, and that may have been how the precursor of the idea to place stars now in sidewalks. So, that's kind of a cool concept that they thought, we're looking up at stars, but maybe it'd be kind of cool to lay them down where people can see them tangibly.
Yeah, and that is cool because the fact that if it did actually come from the idea of the ceiling that someone had seen or whatever,
Yeah.
like how many people are actually going to go into that restaurant? Sure, a lot. But like a lot of people that can easily be just walking the streets, not as many, right?
Yeah.
So
Yes.
taking what they seen there and putting it out where there's a lot more people that would have access to it, very, very cool.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Um, And it was not until 1955 that the basic tenets of the proposal were agreed upon. And in that year, the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce proceeded to secure the necessary signatures to present to the city for further action in the formation of an assessment district. And these plans were crystallized and submitted to the LA City Council in January of 1956. So we started in 53, then 55, 56. It seems like we're really starting to push on the gas.
Okay, good.
The council embraced the idea and instructed the Board of Public Works to prepare the engineering specifics and to create the necessary assessment district to pay for the improvements.
Hmm.
On August 15th of 1958, we are moving right along. The chamber and city unveiled 8 stars on Hollywood Boulevard at Highland Avenue to create excitement and to demonstrate what the walk would look like.
Oh, that's pretty incredible. Okay.
That's a good word. Interestingly enough, the 8 honorees included Olive Borden, I'm not sure who that is,
Mm-mm.
Ronald Coleman, drawing a blank on that one too, Louise Fazenda, Preston Foster, Burt Lancaster. Okay, you got that one. Know who that one
Yeah,
is.
we actually know that name. Okay. Getting worried there for a minute.
I know, right?
Yes.
Edward Sedgwick, Ernest Torrance, and Joanne Woodward. Know her too.
Okay, yeah, we know 2 out of 8.
2 out of the 8. And I bet you if we saw pictures of some of these people's names, I mean, we saw them, we'd be like, oh, yeah, I've seen them before, just didn't know the name to the face. Construction on the walk was expected to begin shortly thereafter. And when constructed, the walk was designed to accommodate 2,518 stars.
Okay, which is interesting because that's way far lower than what the stars are now.
Sure, yeah.
So now it said that there are actually 2,798 stars. That's quite a bit more than what they initially planned for.
Yeah, just adding.
Yeah. So someone may ask or want to know if they can attend a Walk of Fame ceremony, which we kind of talked about that briefly at the outset of our discussion. And the answer is yes. The Walk of Fame ceremonies are open and free to the public, as we initially said, and there is a public viewing area set up for all to enjoy, subject to city restrictions. So please be aware that ceremony dates are subject to change, which you think about weather and all kinds of stuff. Maybe there's something going on in the actual
Yeah.
area or town or whatever that they can't really follow through. Just make sure if you want to go out there and see one of these by chance that you plan accordingly because you might miss out.
Yeah, exactly. Do your due diligence, especially
Yeah.
if you're traveling there.
Yeah, which
Wow.
we did.
Yes.
Okay, so we talked about how there are a lot of stars. I mean, obviously, if there's almost 3,000 stars, there's a lot of people's names you're walking on.
Absolutely. Yes.
But we know a lot of really heavy hitter names, and we were surprised to learn of this in general, who don't have Hollywood Walk of Fame stars that you think would.
Yeah.
We got a little list here that we'll share with you, Orchard Archivers, and see if you're shocked as we were, surprised because you're thinking, they don't have a star.
Right.
So, one of the top ones that caught our eye was Madonna.
No, 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 no! No, please! No!
That was like jaw dropping. What?
Isn't it though? Like,
Yeah.
Madonna, come on now.
How not? How not? Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know if she'd even need one. She's still, everybody knows her name, so she probably doesn't need one, but
Right.
she does not have one.
Mm.
A second jaw on the floor entry is Prince.
Yeah. Huh?
Yeah, Prince is like Madonna. Like these people, I don't know. Like talk about star power. Like
Yeah.
that's what entertainment, talent, star power was all about. These people, it come out of their pores, right?
Yeah, it's like they changed the landscape for what they actually brought to the table in their craft. They changed the landscape.
100%.
They were able to stick out like a sore thumb, right? In the music industry. How
Yeah.
do they not have a star? It's crazy.
It's mind-boggling.
Mhm.
Okay, another big star now that doesn't have or has chosen not to have a star on the Walk of Fame is Leonardo DiCaprio.
Okay. That's interesting.
It is.
Did he finally win an Academy Award yet? Did he do that yet either?
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know if he has yet or not.
We haven't been keeping up. Things is just so different now. Like we're just doing other things.
So it's like, man, if he hasn't won that yet, okay, and now doesn't have a star either, what is going on for you?
Yeah, he's another one. I don't think he needs to.
Right, yeah. Like they definitely have enough on their own for sure, but
Yeah.
Mm.
So
Sure
we have
is.
yeah, it is. We also have Angelina Jolie, who that's a big name, a huge name.
Yeah.
Another one is Mr. Iron Man himself, Robert Downey Jr., who has since won an Oscar. I can't remember for what movie, like it was last year or something.
Oh, wow.
But he still don't have a star.
Okay.
Come on, Tony Stark.
I feel like when we were out there, I feel like I walked and looked down and saw his name. It just feels like you would see his name, right? Like
100%.
okay, yeah, come on, Tony.
Well, his dad was like a big wig in Hollywood. Maybe his dad has one. He's a senior, or he's a junior, I mean.
Yeah, okay, yeah, maybe that.
Maybe you did see Downey Jr. Maybe it was an SR behind it. You're like, that's a stretch, Kennedy. Stop.
Right.
So another one that you think of star power is George Clooney. He does not have one. We have Julia Roberts, who does not have one.
What?
No.
Oh my God.
No. One for the younger crowd right now that they might be surprised to learn this is Justin Bieber. He does not have one. Back to exponential star talent and poise and all that. He does not have one. Is Denzel Washington. Come on.
Okay. Okay. At this point, I picture they have a huge drum and they have everybody's names written on paper and they just fold them up and they toss all the names in and they just roll the drum and reach in and grab one. Like, how do these people get missed? I don't even know.
Right?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But before we go into Cooper's special list of people that's not on the Hollywood Walk of Fame with a special mention of what they're connected to, real quick, a couple of our favorites that we actually did shows on that are on the Walk of Fame. Steven Spielberg.
Oh, yes, of course.
Michelle Pfeiffer. And I wasn't prepared for a third one. So we'll just go with those two, but we understand why they have stars.
Yes.
Okay. Your turn, Coop.
All right. So, without further ado, this next list has some on, some off. The do's and don'ts of the Hollywood Walk of Fame. And this is per the movie Star Wars.
Here we go.
All right. So this is just an interlude to what's coming up. Also, just letting you know, Orchard Archivers, we're getting hot and heavy. Our season's starting up again. We're rolling right into our special series of Star Wars. So we thought it would be kind of nice to just kind of end this show on the mind-blowing or mind-boggling of who has stars and who don't out of Star Wars. Because you would think everyone in it would. No. Okay. So we'll go with who does, and we won't be shocked by that. Mark Hamill, Mr. Luke Skywalker himself, has a star.
Okay.
Harrison Ford, Carrie Fisher, Billy D. Williams.
Does he really?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Okay.
Ewan McGregor.
Okay.
And our best favorite little R2D2, Kenny Baker.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. And last but not least, Samuel L. Jackson.
Oh, okay. All right.
All right. So now for, again, the jaw dropping of who do not. Let's see. James Earl Jones, the voice of Darth Vader.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
What?
Como what?
That's surprising. Wow.
Not only the voice of Darth Vader, actor does not have one. Vader himself, Hayden Christensen, does not have a star.
He's gonna come after them. I'm telling you. Darth is going to pitch a fit and come after anybody that has shaded him on that.
They may be like, hey, you spent too much time with Palpatine. We can't honor that. We can't give you any kudos for that.
They deserve it.
That's right. Natalie Portman, surprisingly enough, she has also won an Oscar and doesn't have one.
Okay. Huh.
But here's the one that will blow your mind one last time. That is George Lucas.
Okay, so you already said it, but Como what?
Yeah, George Lucas.
Wow.
Does not have one. So we'll see what 30 ceremonies take place this year. Maybe some on this list that we mentioned. Madonna, someone in Star Wars, We'll see. Yeah.
My goodness. I mean, like you said, they just throw names in a hat or a drum, roll it, and pull out. I mean, it seems kind of random because like the talent now versus what you just mentioned, like the names.
Yeah.
What happened?
What? Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this has been an interesting show. We'll just say that.
And going to get more interesting because actually with the whole George Lucas angle, we've got more to come on that. So that's going to open wide up, and that's going to segue into our special Carmelicious treat of all things Star Wars this year. Don't leave. We got a lot coming down the pike in the Retro Orchards. Hang on, buckle up, and get ready for the amazing, awesome Carmelicious journey.
And that's it for this week's Apple Snack. But that's not all. Come back next week and check out our Star Wars special starting up again right here in the Retro Orchard. So stay tuned. As we mentioned, join us again for our Star Wars series, Star Wars with a Caramel Twist, starting right up next week. Subscribe, review, and spread the word. See you next time in the Retro Orchard, and thanks so much for listening.